From dear Portugeeza to the Bime. This is 20,000 steps per day for 90 days. Yes, I made it. Let's check it out.
A's good, A's good, A's good, A's good. Wicked. It's Portugeeza good.
Alright, before we get started, I noticed that many of you who enjoy my content still haven't gotten around to subscribing. It costs you nothing to subscribe, but it really helps me out. Go ahead and smash that subscribe button. Go on, smash it. And if you don't...
That's ignorant.
Alright, let's get into it. Okay. So in spite of all the naysayers who said, it's unsustainable, I've made it to 90 days. And as I suspected, it's just gotten easier, if anything. So, yeah, 20,000 steps a day. I haven't missed a beat. It's 90 days today. If this video goes up today, some of you will notice that it's the 30th of August. It might actually be 91 days, but, you know, let's not split hairs. But anyway, how's it going? Well, it's definitely gotten easier. And I think I mentioned in the last video that I'm probably going to buy a rucking vest. I'm probably going to do that in the next week or two to lift up my weight. And if you stick around to the end of the video, I'll let you know how much weight I've lost. It's really been quite an amazing amount of weight lost. But you might notice that the weight loss has slowed down just slightly, and that's to be expected because obviously my BMR, my base metabolic rate, has obviously improved a bit because my body is used to doing more exercise, and because I've lost such a large amount of weight that my body is obviously having to carry less weight around with it. So yeah, I did actually mention, I think in the last video, that I was expecting that to slow down. So I'm still doing the same amount of walking, as I say, 20k steps, but usually I do closer to 30k steps. So for example, in about half an hour I'll have done my 20, and then I'm going off to the dog shelter to do some dog walking, and I'll probably easily do another 5 there, and I'll probably do another 5 just walking about normally in the rest of the day. So yeah, that's what's going on with that side of things. I'm pretty much in the routine now, guys, because I know a lot of people were worried about the amount of time it takes to do the steps. I do the steps quicker now than I was, but it's still taking just under 3 hours, I would say, to do the 20,000 steps. Now, obviously, if I ran, I could do them quicker, but I'm still something like about 20 kilos overweight. And let me get on to another thing about that. So when I started this walking challenge, it wasn't really going to be about losing weight. That wasn't the main purpose. The main purpose, as I mentioned before, was I was pre-diabetic. I had high blood pressure, and I was just starting to get it. You know, I'm 52. I've got dependents, and I was just starting to get to that age where, you know, people you know are starting to get really ill or even pass away, sadly. And I started to think, bloody hell, I've got to sort this out because I'm nowhere near as fit as I used to be. And yeah, so the most to me satisfying thing about this process has been just how quickly I've gotten back into like physical shape. And I'm not talking about weight loss, I'm talking about fitness. Just the fact that I can walk from my village of Travanca to Lagos to the next village, Lagos to Beira, in like 40 minutes without even, my heart rate doesn't even change. It's, and that's been really amazing. And I'm really grateful that my body has kind of rewarded me in that way. So I feel really fit. But what I still don't feel is that I'm ready to start running or do any really high impact exercise yet. I'm still overweight, and that's been a real shock to me because I thought like losing this much weight would make me really small, and it hasn't. I don't look really small, so I do think that I can still lose a lot more weight and not have that worry that I've thought that I'll end up looking like a rake or something. It just isn't going to happen. Just isn't going to happen. I think like a lot of men, I was looking in the mirror and seeing a really handsome, well put together guy, but the reality was I was just really overweight, you know. So anyway, yeah, there's that. So talking about that time, the amount of time that it takes to walk this distance, guys. Yeah, so basically I'm completely in the routine now where I get up at 5 a.m. every morning, and I allow myself to have a cup of tea, and yeah, that's about it. And then I get out and I start walking. And now here in Portugal, that means the first almost hour and a half of my walk is in complete darkness if I go out onto the road to walk, which I prefer to do, but that will have to stop soon when it starts to get rainy and that kind of thing. We do have daylight saving here, but by then it's going to get much darker anyway. So yeah, all my early walks are in the dark, but I think in about 6 to 8 weeks time I'm going to be more or less doing all my walking on the treadmill. Yeah, but guys, this is if you're worried about how you're going to find the time to do this walking, the two things I've got to say to that, guys, is one, it makes such a difference to you physically that it's worth trying to find the time. So what I'm saying is it's worth giving something else up, probably, because this is your body. And the other thing is, you know, I know I'm quite an early bird anyway, but I certainly wasn't normally getting up at 5 a.m, right? And getting up at 5 a.m. sounds daunting, but you get used to it. You just get used to it. So, you know, I get up at 5 a.m. and that's what I do, and it's not a problem. What else has changed in the last month or so? Well, I think another thing that's happened is I've gone vegan, and before everyone groans, as I've stated whenever I speak about my diet, I'm not telling you to go vegan. I don't even know if I'm not even 100% sure that it's like definitely the moral thing to do. But it's morally right for me, and I also am enjoying the health benefits of that. As I've said before, years ago I did keto, and the benefits that I got on keto are equal to the benefits that I'm getting now. So anecdotal obviously, but I suspect that the benefits that you get on keto and the benefits that you get on vegan are more to do with quitting sugar and processed foods, guys, than carbs and fats and all that sort of stuff. Anyway, that aside, the other thing that I've stopped is drinking coffee. And that's also helped with me getting up at 5 a.m. because I'm getting much better sleep. I go to sleep pretty early. I'm probably asleep, go to sleep at about 10 o'clock in the evening, something like that. So I get a good 7 hours sleep, maybe even 8 hours sleep. I'm not a problem with going to sleep earlier, and obviously not drinking coffee. I allow myself tea, and I just drink tea with no milk, and that's fine. That's fine for me. Something else a few people were surprised about was my shoes, and I mentioned that my shoes were already really wearing out by the I bought a new pair at the 1 month mark, and after 30 days they were already showing really a lot of signs of wear, particularly on the soles. And yeah, I have worn those. They're still on my feet now, but now not sure if I can get this on the camera and just show you. Not sure if you can see that, but my big toe has come through the top on the right shoe as well. So they're well and truly finished now, and I'll probably pick up a new pair of trainers this week. Presumably, as your weight goes down as well, that will put less wear and tear on your trainers. And obviously on the treadmill, because I suspect my toe has gone through the top of the shoe, because I do a lot of this when I'm doing the road walking. I do a lot of like walking in valleys like this, so I get the uphill and the downhill, and the toe has probably gone through the shoe for walking downhill, I suspect. And the wear and tear on the soles is probably greater on the tarmac roads than it is on the treadmill as well. So I don't know, but I feel like just being aware that you might have to buy a new pair of trainers every couple of months. Yeah. So anyway, still going, feel fantastic. I just passed a couple of guys back there who I see quite often out walking, and as I said in the last video, you kind of don't notice it much when you're not doing this walking, but when you start walking, you realize there's actually quite a lot of other people who are doing it, but they're maybe not walking as far as I am, but you know, some of them definitely are, and it becomes a little kind of community in a way of people who are doing this. And yeah, it's just part of my life now. I can't imagine stopping. To the naysayers who said it's not sustainable, for me, stopping now would be unsustainable. I think that there may come a time where I want to reduce the 20k down a bit, and I might see how that works with rucking, because obviously adding more weight to my body will keep up that calorie deficit. And but yeah, as I get closer to that sort of, I don't know, 80 kilogram mark, something like that, you know, I may consider slowing down and just kind of maintaining there, because I certainly don't want to really go too far under that weight. Yeah, so yeah, very happy with what I'm doing, highly recommend it. You know, I really just jumped into it. My first walk, I did 20k steps. Most people recommend that you ease yourself into it, and I don't know, I'm kind of an all or nothing kind of guy, as you guys who follow my channel have probably figured out. But yeah, it does probably seem sensible to ease yourself into it. I think especially if you're like really overweight. So I was like, I started at I think something like 121 kilograms, and apparently my ideal weight is something like 75-80 kilograms. So I think that if you were much more overweight than that, you probably would have to ease into it for the sake of your joints. As I said, when I started, definitely for the first couple of weeks, I had like a lot of foot pain and knee pain and hip pain and that kind of thing. That's all gone away now, but I guess if you were like a lot more overweight than that, that could be a problem. So maybe you want to consider starting off on like 8,000 steps or something and then building up to it. But it's up to you. Either way, I fully recommend it. The weight reveal, guys. Okay, so I jumped on the scales this morning, and finally I've dragged my sorry ass under 100 kilograms. So I'm down to about 99 kilograms now, and so that's a loss of it's something like 21 kilograms that I've lost in, yeah, 90 days. So yeah, those of you who watch my content will know that that means it's slowed down a bit, because I lost 8 kilograms in the first 30, 8 kilograms in the second 30, and yeah, this 30 I've lost like 5.5, maybe 6 kilos, something like that. So it has slowed down a bit for obvious reasons, but you know, 6 kilograms in 30 days is still absolutely fine. We're going in the right direction. As long as we're not going backwards, I'm completely fine with that. But yeah, other thing, my blood pressure now is really quite low. I'll pop that up on the screen. I can't remember exactly the figure right now, but I'll pop it up on the screen. And apart from that, that's my 20k steps a day for 90 days experience. Yeah, definitely something worth doing. Like I say, you know, people are going to keep saying, how would I find the time? Find the time. You find it. You can find it, guys. Get up earlier. That's the main advice. Less time on YouTube. And as other people who are doing this have recommended, you could do things like not park as close as possible to the supermarket. You know, all these kind of things that we've gotten used to in the modern world, you know. Go to the supermarket and try to park in the bay that's as close as you can so you don't have to walk too far. Just park as far away as you can. Walk instead of getting in the car to go places. There's plenty you can do. Plenty you can do, guys. Doesn't all have to be done in one go either. It's something I like to do. I like to get it done very early, but you don't have to. You can spread it out over the day. You can do a whole bunch of 15-minute walks. You know, I have dogs that need walking. Yeah. If you want to do it, guys, you'll figure it out. That's all I'm going to say. Anyway, I think I'm going to wrap the video up here. If you like this type of content and you're new around here, please consider subscribing. It really, really helps me out. And if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. Muito obrigado, amigos. Ciao.